Do you know that in Mexico we have like a cult following of Saturday Night Live?
Really?
Even from the 70s, you know what I mean? When we didn't have platforms, cable TV, and it was almost like a myth, you know what I mean? I saw that episode when I went to New York or Los Angeles, and they talk about the episode.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a tale, you know what I mean?
Cool.
And really trying to emulate the joke. This is very strange. How can you explain, living this experience, the universality of Saturday Night Live? What happened, you know what I mean, with that TV show?
You know, I'm a Brit, so I didn't grow up watching SNL, but what I found so cool about getting to know Gilda and getting to know these amazing, like, foundational comedians was how impacted I'd been by her without realizing. Like, so many of the actresses and performers and comedians that I grew up watching were impacted by Gilda and by this cast. So I felt very familiar with her before I knew her.
Kate Winslet once said that when she was a guest in the show, it was the most nerve-wracking experience in her life.
Oh, wow.
Comparing all her movies, you know. Wow. How it was to be in the set. How did you feel?
The physical set was incredible. The production design.
Yeah.
The production design is unbelievable. They found the actual floor plans from the 30s for Rockefeller Center, and Jason and the team rebuilt 2 floors of Rockefeller Center, 30 Rock. And we lived in it. And the props, the set decoration, it was...
The actors or the cast also looked very 70s.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was a playground. And as soon as you walked in there, I think we all felt transported. And so much of this was about constantly playing, constantly creating an environment, because the camera's moving around so much that you never know when it's going to catch a glimpse of you. So everything had to feel alive in there. Every inch had to be decorated. It was cool.
I told the guys in the other room that the experience, it's like a punch. Do you know what I mean? You don't have time to think.
Right.
And after the movie finish, you start to get the puzzle together. And at the end, you feel very nostalgic and very romantic, because you wonder what was that experience, you know, in the 70s. Another way of doing television, you know. I mean, totally different from nowadays.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting, too, because they didn't know that's what it was going to be.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You never really know what's going to happen until you
That's
you
what
do it.
Great things happen that way. You know what I mean? You don't plan that.
Right. And you know, it wasn't a predetermined thing. There was no expectation to live up to. It was just, okay, you have this new idea with these young, funny people, do something with it. You know what I mean? And so there is a pressure to it, but at the same time, you don't know it's going to be iconic. You don't know it's going to be a hit, and you don't have to live up to anything. You're the originator. You know what I mean? So people from that moment on are trying to emulate you. There's so many shows that came after it that are trying to do what they did. You know what I mean? But there's nothing like the original.
It's very, it's very particular what's happening with this movie, because it's they're trying to recreate a piece of in time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the movie, but the movie, it's working itself. You know what I mean? As a very important film this year.
Oh,
thank you.
It's very weird, but you guys really nail it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the interview.